And now, live from the palatial, spacious, gracious, but never ostentatious studios high above Gotham City, it's Zach Dawack.
Who are you and what are you doing here?
Hi, everybody.
Well, what are we waiting for?
This is fantastic.
Hello, hello, hello.
This will only hurt for 22 minutes.
It's very early. I may have to hurt you. Call me in 5 minutes.
This is something that is treatable. This is something that is fixable.
Hey, this is not a test.
Oh my God, it's early.
Greetings, red-blooded, verified Earth people, and those with no check mark. It's me, the always dapper podcast babbler, your daddy-o cock-block from the radio, and the monkey on the mic here running that semi-professionally trained tongue of mine. I am Zachary Ernesto Wackalino III.
Holy hopping snot.
And good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to those of you from Concord, California, to Concord, North Carolina, Peoria to Astoria, and all around the world. This is the often secluded, never diluted, always wacky, never tacky, hot rockin' flame-throwing Dawack in the morning show.
Oh, one of those.
Live from the low-rent, sleazy, and measly Raymond Jam and Nut Hut Studios at the Dawack Shag Podcasting Megaplex at Peachtree Industrial here in FEMA Region Number 4, somewhere on the outskirts of Atlanta, Georgia. Live out of Studio A today. Last time I checked, today is Monday, August the 11th, 2025. This is show number 137. Here's that birthday list. Reality TV personality Savannah Chrisley is 28. From Step Up Films, Allison Stoner is 32. Ursula Corbero from Money Heist is 36. Jacqueline Fernandez is 40. Chris Hemsworth is 42. Wilfredo, he's Eric Matthews on Boy Meets World, and a voice actor, he's 49. Ben Gibbard is 49 as well. Voice actor Roger Craig Smith is 50. Chris Messina for The Mindy Project and Argo is 51. Nigel Harmon from Downton Abbey turns 52. Scottish actress Ashley Jensen from Ugly Betty is 56. Sophia Okonedo is 57. Anna Gunn, who's Skylar White on Breaking Bad, is 57 as well. Turning 58 is Joe Rogan. Actress Embeth Davis is 60. Viola Davis is 60 as well. Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak turned 75. Columnist, author, and she's got the highest recorded IQ, Marilyn Vassavant, is 79.
Happy birthday!
And turning 81 years young today is Ian McDermott, better known as Emperor Sheev Palpatine, a.k.a. Darth Sidious.
I have waited a long time for this moment.
And let's remember Hulk Hogan again today, as this would have been his 72nd birthday. And a steel industry mogul and philanthropist who turned the American steel industry into an international force. Passing in 1919, Andrew Carnegie. Clara Peller passed away on this day in 1987.
Where's the beef?
Anne Ramsey left us in 1988.
Move it, fat boy!
And Grand Moff Tarkin, Peter Cushing, died in 1994.
For your execution, I would like you to be my guest at a ceremony that will make this battle station operational. No star system will dare oppose the Emperor now.
Lawrence Janey Lane passed away in 2011. He was only 47. Robin Williams passed away on this day in 2014. And Polish-Israeli supercentenarian Yisrael Kristall, who became one of the world's oldest living men at 113 years old by the Guinness World Records in March of 2016. He also became recognized as the world's oldest Holocaust survivor in 2014. He passed in 2017. And let's see, Anne Heche passed away on this day in 2022. And abstract expressionist artist Jackson Pollock passed away on this day in 1956. He was only 44. And let's look at movies and TV on this day. American Graffiti, released in 1973. And both The Rugrats and The Ren and Stimpy Show premiered in 1991. The View premiered in 1997. The Replacements, released in 2000. Step Up, released in 2006. And The Gran Turismo and The Lost Voyage of the Demeter, released in 2023.
It happened on this day as if you cared.
In 1909, the SOS distress signal was first used by an American ship, the Arapahoe, off Cape Hatteras in North Carolina. In 1929, Babe Ruth became the first to hit 500 home runs. In 1934, the first federal prisoners arrived at the island prison of Alcatraz in San Francisco Bay. In 1943, German forces began a 6-day evacuation of the Italian island of Sicily, having been beaten back by the Allies who invaded the island in July. In 1984, President Ronald Reagan joked during a voice test for a paid political radio address that he had signed legislation that will outlaw Russia forever.
It was the joke heard around the world, the one by President Reagan about bombing the Soviet Union, and it resulted in a Soviet red alert, and it became a campaign issue in this country.
That I've signed legislation that will outlaw Russia forever. We begin bombing in 5 minutes.
By August 14th, the story became world news, a major item on Moscow television where the joke was not treated as a laughing matter. August 15th, a coded message left Soviet military headquarters in Vladivostok. It said, in part, "We now embark on military action against the U.S. forces." The code was instantly broken by U.S. and Japanese intelligence. This is what then happened. A special command unit in Ussurisk went on wartime alert. Key Japanese military units raised their readiness status. Soviet naval vessels in the North Pacific, baffled by the order, checked with Vladivostok. Confusion. U.S. intelligence urgently canvassed for signs of an imminent Soviet attack. Found none. One senator said the alert must have been a joke. A congressman said it was Russia's way of answering the president. Most officials said no comment, though one did speculate that the Russian might have been drunk.
In 2001, a man in England was reading a book on self-hypnosis in a park and accidentally put himself into a trance. When he came out of it, robbers had stolen his mobile phone and 2 new shirts he had just purchased. Be careful there. In 2006, 10 to 15 people wearing masks left 6 40-gallon trash bags full of taco sauce packets at an Indiana Taco Bell restaurant in what police described as a prank. In 2014, Robin Williams committed suicide by hanging himself. It was revealed shortly after his death that Williams had been suffering from severe depression, Parkinson's disease, and diffuse Lewy body dementia. In 2016, swimmer Michael Phelps won the 200-meter individual medley at the Rio de Janeiro Olympics, becoming the 3rd athlete and first swimmer to win 4 consecutive Olympic gold medals in one event. In 2020, candidate Joe Biden announced California Senator Kamala Harris as his running mate, the first woman of color selected by a major party. And in 2022, actress Anne Heche died from injuries from a motor vehicle crash a week earlier. Special events for today. It is annual medical checkup day. It's hip-hop day. Hip-hop has progressed from the street corner to one of the most important musical genres and cultural impacts in the world. Hip-hop, like any other style of music, has its roots in other forms, and its evolution was shaped by many different artists. There's a case to be made that it came to life precisely on August 11th, 1973, at a birthday celebration in the reception room of an apartment building in New York City's West Bronx by DJ Kool Herc, hip-hop's founding father. It's Align Your Teeth Day, it's Panini Day, it's Play in the Sand Day, Presidential Joke Day, Raspberry Bombay Day, Raspberry Tart Day, it's Son and Daughter Day, and it is Victory Day. Today's number for the day is 253. That's the number of pounds of food thrown away each year by the average North American.
And now this.
Here's some news. The Department of Homeland Security has removed age limits for anyone wanting to join ICE. Must have experience chasing people, preferably grandchildren, around the backyard. And now accepting applications from anyone who's ever yelled at kids to get off their lawn. Here's an odd study. Research suggests that orgasms are better for your brain than crossword puzzles. Unless, of course, the crossword puzzles you're doing is really, really good. Science is trying to get the word out to correct a misunderstanding. The ability to curl your tongue is not an indication of presence of a dominant gene, but it is a sign that you have way too much free time. In a survey of adults, a third of people questioned pick their nose more than 5 times a day, and 34% ate what they picked. Yeah, no. The other 2/3 support a catch and release strategy and only ate the ones that were fully grown. Gross. Research found that the brain works better on 2 cups of hot chocolate per day. Maybe that's why I feel so brilliant on Christmas and so lost in July. Research say people with simple, common, shorter first names have more success in life. Could be. Research shows that William Shakespeare may have been a pot smoker. To be or not to be? I'm sorry, what's the question? A study found that 1 in 4 people over the age of 100 show clear signs of depression. Yeah, the depression usually sets in when you figure out you've been alive longer than all of the 60 Minutes reporters. Researchers say eating a handful of nuts each day is really good for you. So it's settled. I'm switching to peanut M&Ms. Just imagine what would happen if every day you ate an apple covered in nuts. Well, is it a bear? A wolf? A raccoon? Wildlife experts are investigating a mystery animal captured on camera in northeast Kansas. A resident of Shawnee Heights initially suspected it might be a black bear after seeing the creature in their driveway. However, experts say that the likelihood of a bear being in the area is almost zero. Someone with the Topeka Zoo said the animal is more likely a coyote, noting that black bears are not native to northeast Kansas. Meanwhile, Matt Peake, a wildlife biologist with the Kansas Wildlife and Parks Department, suggests that the animal in the photo is a raccoon. The 2025 World's Ugliest Dog Contest has been held. Took place on Friday at the Sonoma County Fair in Santa Rosa, California. A 2-year-old hairless English-French bulldog mix named Petunia was the winner. Her owner, Shannon Nyman, took home a $5,000 prize. The contest has been running for nearly 50 years and aims to celebrate unique and rescue dogs. Congratulations to Shannon and her ugly mutt. Now, thieves are increasingly targeting the Chevrolet Camaro ZL1, which has emerged as the most stolen vehicle in the U.S. A report from the Highway Loss Data Institute indicates that the theft rate for the 2022 to 2024 Camaro ZL1 is 39 times higher than the average of all vehicles in that range. It has a retail price of approximately $75,400. Here's a list of the top 10 most stolen vehicles. The Ram 1500 Crew Cab short wheelbase, the Land Rover Range Rover, the Dodge Durango. Number 7 is the Chevrolet Silverado 3500 Crew Cab. Number 6 is the GMC Sierra 3500 Crew Cab. There's a theme here about trucks. Number 5 is the Acura TLX 2-wheel drive. Number 4, the GMC Sierra 2500 Crew Cab. The Chevrolet Camaro comes in at number 3. The number 2 is the Acura TLX 4-wheel drive. And the Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 is that number 1 most stolen vehicle. And the least stolen vehicles are the Subaru Crosstrek, the Volkswagen ID4, the Mustang Mach-E. There's a couple of Volvos, the XC90 and the XC40, the Toyota RAV4 Prime, and it looks like most of the Teslas made that list. Well, guess who's more rude at work? If you said men, you're right. Researchers say men are the rude ones at work about 70% of the time.
That's right.
There we go. There's my excuse. Thank you. According to the National Retail Federation, parents of children in kindergarten through high school in 2025 are budgeting an average of $858 per family on back-to-school shopping, which includes clothing, shoes, school supplies, and electronics. The expected total back-to-school spending for 2025 is $39.4 billion.
Wow.
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 Now, a woman has been arrested in Florida for allegedly posing as a registered nurse. 29-year-old Autumn Bardiza is accused of providing medical services to 4,500 patients while working at Advent Health Palm Coast Parkway from July 2023 to January of 25. The investigation began after hospital management terminated her contract due to concerns about her qualifications. Bardiza submitted false documentation and used a nursing license number belonging to another registered nurse with the same first name. She attributed the discrepancy to a recent name change after marriage but failed to provide a marriage license when requested. In January, after being offered a promotion, a colleague reported Bardiza when they discovered her nursing assistant license had expired. This led to the termination of her contract and a 7-month criminal investigation. The body of a man missing for nearly 30 years has been discovered at a melting glacier in Kazakhstan, Pakistan. The man vanished in June of 1997 while traveling on horseback with his brother. The two were fleeing gunfire when one entered a nearby cave and did not come out. Despite a thorough search at the time, no trace was found. On August 1st, a local shepherd found the body, which was described as completely intact, with clothing and an ID card still present. Potatoes are the most consumed vegetable in the United States, with people averaging nearly 50 pounds annually, according to the U.S. Agricultural Department. And there's good news and bad news. A recent study at Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health found that consuming 3 servings of French fries weekly is linked to a 20% increased risk of developing type 2 diabetes. The good news is that other preparations like mashed, boiled, or baked potatoes, as well as potato chips, did not show this association. Potatoes give us vitamin C, potassium, and vitamin B6. And if you eat your potato with the skin on, you also get some fiber. A North Korean man defected to South Korea after swimming down the west coast and avoiding armed border guards with orders to shoot those fleeing Kim Jong-un's regime. South Korean officials reported that the unidentified man was defected late on July 30th, with details made public on Thursday. He used plastic foam for buoyancy and swam for approximately 10 hours, waving his hands to declare his intention to defect. Here's this day in music. On August 11,
1956,
Elvis Presley released his double-sided single, Don't Be Cruel, Hound Dog. The 2 songs not only hit number 1, but remained there for a record-breaking 11 weeks. Presley would hold the record until he was surpassed in 1992 by Boyz II Men's End of the Road. In
1962,
Neil Sedaka started a 2-week run at number 1 on the U.S. singles charts with Breaking Up Is Hard to Do, his first number 1 hit. In
1973,
rather than join Paul McCartney in traveling to Nigeria to record the band's latest album, Band on the Run, guitarist Henry McCullough and drummer Denny Sewell both quit Wings, forcing Paul, wife Linda, and Denny Lane to record the album as a trio. In
1979,
Led Zeppelin unknowingly played their final UK show to approximately 104,000 fans at England's Knebworth House. While the group performed several stripped-down shows in Europe the following summer, they would part ways in December of 1980 following the tragic death of drummer John Bonham.
In 1984,
Ray Parker Jr. started a 3-week run at number 1 on the U.S. singles charts with the theme from the film Ghostbusters. Parker, who had been a session guitarist for Stevie Wonder and Marvin Gaye, was accused of plagiarizing the melody from the Huey Lewis and the News song I Want a New Drug, resulting in Lewis suing Parker. The pair settled out of court in 1985.
In 1989,
3 members of the LL Cool J crew were arrested and charged with raping a 15-year-old girl. The incident took place after a concert when the girl had won a backstage pass on a radio contest.
In 1999,
all 4 original members of KISS appeared in Los Angeles to unveil their star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Fans can visit it just outside of 7092 Hollywood Boulevard. In
2000,
Madonna gave birth to a baby boy, Rocco Ritchie, at the Cedars-Sinai Hospital in Beverly Hills. In
2002,
Bruce Springsteen started a 2-week run at number 1 on the U.S. albums charts with The Rising, the singer's 5th U.S. number 1. Hailed as a triumphant return to form for Springsteen, the album won 2 Grammy Awards. The Rising came 7 years after The Ghost of Tom Joad in 1995, the longest interlude between studio albums for Springsteen, and was his first in almost 2 decades with the E Street Band. In
2011,
the Go-Go's received their star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame at 6652 Hollywood Boulevard, the former location of The Mask, the legendary punk club where the all-female band got their start. In
2014,
5 Seconds of Summer were at number 1 on the U.S. albums charts with their debut studio album. The Australian rock band achieved the biggest 5-week sales for a debut album by a group since Daughtry's self-titled album in 2006. They were also the first Australian act to achieve a U.S. number 1 with their debut album. And in
2022,
David Bowie was named Britain's most influential artist of the past 50 years in the Sky Arts list for his ability to transcend music, film, and fashion. Other musicians on the list include the Spice Girls, Sir Elton John, Stormzy, and Boy George.
We gotta wrap this program to bring you something really stupid.
All right, I've searched far and wide, the internets, the outernets, the underwebs, and the interwebs. This, my friends, is stupid news. In the UK, a driver was pulled over when an officer noticed 2 of the car's tires were completely bald. After pulling behind the stopped car, the officer soon discovered there was a sheep in the back of the car. The driver told police the sheep in the back of his car was just along for the ride to McDonald's.
What?
A woman in Romania made an official complaint to the Government Consumer Protection Authority because her ice cream was too cold.
You put the dumb in wisdom, don't you?
Officials said they'd take her complaint into consideration, but there wasn't much they can do about it. Stupid. Wildlife officials in Wisconsin successfully rescued a bear that had been wandering for over a week with a plastic jar stuck on its head. The bear, first spotted on July 26, traveled nearly 50 miles as wildlife officials worked to track it down. USDA Wildlife Services set up traps based on reported sightings, but these efforts were unsuccessful due to the bear's extensive range. The bear was ultimately found on private property and was tranquilized for safe removal of the jar. Everything was going according to plan during a jailbreak in Uganda until the armed robbers discovered they had freed the wrong men. 5 men cut their way through a fence to gain access to the facility. Dozens of inmates took advantage of the diversion to run for freedom, but none of the escapees were the gang members that were supposed to be freed because those hardcore criminals were being held in another part of the prison. In the country of Ghana, the body odor of a 20-year-old farmer gave him away when he attempted to attack a woman in her sleep. The man slipped into the woman's darkened bedroom, and she noticed the smell wasn't the same as her husband's. He wasn't home at the time. She screamed. The naked man fled the home, hid in some bushes, and was soon captured by police. Remember, folks, I don't make up the news, I just report it.
And I think you're full of shit.
A man in Portland survived after accidentally shooting himself in the heart with a nail gun. Surgeons said the man came within 1 millimeter of dying. He was nailing down floorboards in the bathroom when he tripped and fell and fired a 2-inch steel tack into the lining of his heart. Ouch. Police in Bellevue, Ohio, released video showing a fleeing suspect being struck twice by a car at the end of a pursuit in nearby Butler. The driver was Wesley Dingus, the mayor of Butler. As he recognized the man being chased, who had an outstanding warrant, after hitting the suspect, Dingus exited his vehicle and exchanged a fist bump with a bystander.
Good morning, dinguses.
A veterinarian in Germany who operated on a dog to remove what was thought to be a tumor found undigested underwear instead. Yeah, I know all about that.
Wait,
What? A guy in China is in police custody after he broke into an apartment and fell asleep during a nighttime burglary. The apartment's resident said when he woke up to get a drink of water, he heard the sound of snoring coming from underneath the kitchen table. These people. The Postal Service of Ireland issued a stamp depicting Daniel O'Connell's triumphant 1844 parade through Dublin after his release from prison. But the background includes a rooftop television antenna, a technology not introduced in Ireland till 1959. The Postal Service said the antenna was added deliberately as a visual signal linking O'Connell's modern communication strategies with today's global media reach. A bride and groom on Kauai were about to begin their beach ceremony when tsunami sirens forced everyone to higher ground. Their officiant was unavailable, so Kauai firefighter Abraham Moore, who performs weddings as a side job, was summoned by an on-duty captain. Moore arrived in a t-shirt and jeans, read the vows from his phone, and completed the ceremony overlooking the ocean while other evacuees watched. That's nice, because some things are more important.
Here's your highly scientific and completely infallible and often inscrutable guaranteed horoscope for today.
All right, here are your world-famous Dawack in the Morning horoscopes for Monday, August 11th, 2025. Brought to you by Mercury Retrograde's favorite podcast. Oops, I texted my ex again.
Crap!
If today is your birthday, you are a Leo. Someone will accuse you of being too much today. They're right, but that's what makes you fabulous. Wear something shiny, enter rooms dramatically, and ignore anyone not clapping when you sneeze.
First he offers me his locker and now his seat. I'm telling you, he's a regular Brother Teresa.
Virgo, you tried to fix your schedule, your finances, and your friend's love life before lunch. Relax, you're one spreadsheet away from turning into a Microsoft Excel mascot. Breathe, reboot, maybe try yoga, or just scream into a pillow.
Great, the blonde leading the blonde.
Libra, you'll spend 45 minutes picking out an outfit and 3 hours deciding what to order at Starbucks. No one cares, but your barista has aged 6 years waiting. Just pick a muffin, or don't. Your decision is your aesthetic.
It was to die for.
Scorpio, you'll overhear a conspiracy theory today and somehow turn it into a 5-part podcast, a YouTube channel, and a backyard ritual involving scented oils. Your neighbors are concerned, but also kind of into it.
Oh, it smells, man.
Sagittarius, you booked a spontaneous trip to a town you can't pronounce because a TikTok witch said your aura needs mountain vibes. Good luck explaining that to TSA. Don't forget pants this time.
It's so hard.
Capricorn, you'll be deeply offended by a coworker who emails you a smiley face with no nose. Passive aggression has reached emoji levels. Consider responding with a calendar invite labeled judgment.
I don't think it's right for us to listen into this.
Aquarius, you'll attempt to invent a new holiday today, possibly involving capes, pizza, and universal basic income. The UN won't return your calls, but your dog thinks you're a genius, and honestly, that's enough.
How you like them apples?
Pisces, your dreams are trying to tell you something. Unfortunately, it's an interpretive dance and involves a talking lobster. Stick to reality today. You're as close to it as you're capable of. So, fantasy novels and mood swings.
Great! Way to be useless.
Aries, you'll wake up with the ambition of a motivational speaker and the coordination of a wet sock. Try not to start 3 new hobbies before breakfast. Your barista is not your life coach. Yet.
Douchebag.
Taurus, you're determined to save money this week, which is why you just impulse bought a $90 artisanal candle shaped like a goat. It smells like disappointment and bergamot. Light it and meditate on your financial choices. Gemini, you'll start a deep conversation about the meaning of life, then get distracted by a squirrel and forget where you parked your car again. Your dual personalities are both exhausted and judging each other.
Time to dance on your graves.
And finally, Cancer. Your emotional support water bottle has been promoted to full-time therapist. It's seen things. Stop trauma dumping on inanimate objects and call your cousin Sheila. She owes you a hug and a lasagna.
What do you mean?
And those are your official Dawack in the Morning horoscopes. Remember?
Don't leave home without them.
You've been listening to the Always First, Never Last podcast with me, your doomsday host, the incredible, edible Mr. Zach Wackalina. That's me. You can connect with me at ZachDawack.com. That's ZACKDAWACK.com. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram, MySpace, The Comic Strip, The Yellow Pages, Telepathy, Western Union, or call or text 984-DAWACK1. That's 984-329-2251. Like this show, follow us, or subscribe, and please share this show with your friends. Available to hear on my host, Podbean. That's PODBEAN. You can find me on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, and all other podcasting apps, or, of course, at ZachTheWack.com if that's easier for you. Thank you to all the awesome wackos, weirdos, reverts, preverts, dingbats, and jelloheads anonymous for any and all listens you can give. It means a lot. I'm out of here like Vladimir until next time, and there will be a next time. Don't forget me. I won't forget you. I am Zach Dawack, saying if I'm lying, I'm dying. Grits ain't groceries, eggs ain't poultry, and Mona Lisa was a man. I won't be back this Friday. I will be on holiday, so I will be back the following Friday. There is a possibility I will release horoscopes for a few days. I will talk to you then. Same whack time, same whack channel. Whack out.
Bye, buckaroos!
Ciao, baby. That's all, folks.
Made in Georgia.
Copyright 2025.